Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. I'm Richard and this is Lap of the World. As we get into the season where people start to plan out their track event calendars for the following year, we thought it would be good timing to go back and do a follow-up on a couple of videos we put out during COVID lockdown that were about some planned at the time tracks that were potentially coming to North America. We thought it might be fun to go and look at which of those plans have come to fruition and might make it onto your track event calendar for 2023, which of those have had plans that have changed, and which have unfortunately fallen by the wayside, or so it would seem. So without any further ado, here are the follow-ups on those 11 circuits, as well as a few others that have cropped up on drawing boards since then. If you'd like to follow along, you can go to lapoftheworld.com, go to the map, and look for the yellow markers for planned or proposed tracks. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it, leave a comment if you have any updates or know of any other new tracks that we've missed, and consider subscribing to the channel. To support Lap of the World and help us to get out to some of these tracks sooner, you can also check out our Patreon via the link in the description. Starting with our latest stop in the Phoenix area, the Podium Club at Atessa is of course now open. We visited and drove their Phase 1 circuit with NSX-Expo last month, with 5 more phases of track and infrastructure build-out planned. If you want to learn more about this circuit and its future developments, you can check out our full track feature linked in the upper right of this video as well as in the description. With the Podium Club fully explored elsewhere on the channel, we'll move on, but stay in Arizona with a crosstown neighbor in the form of Apex Motor Club. With Phase 1 already open by the time I published those previous videos, they have since updated their current 2.2 mile circuit with fresh curbing mid-2021. The infrastructure build-out is ongoing, with the second phase of the track to complete the originally planned 4.2 mile circuit still in the works, although I did not see any ETA for its completion on their socials. New to the list in 2022, plans for Atlantic Farms Motorsports Park are brought to you by some of the same people who led the Safe Palm Beach Raceway efforts prior to the much maligned sale and closure of PBIR earlier this year. If you want to learn more about that situation, you can check out our track feature on PBIR, as we were able to make it there before it closed. But with little information currently out there on Atlantic Farms, it's safe to assume that they are in the very early planning phases, with not so much as a site plan or rendering floating around the internet at this point. What we do know is that Atlantic Farms proposes to develop about 900 acres into a modern motorsports and entertainment venue that will lie essentially right up the road from the forlorn Palm Beach International. Should these plans come to fruition, I think the situation will be a net win for enthusiasts in the area, given PBIR's need for modern amenities and some other updates prior to its closure. Moving to the opposite coast, Buttonwillow, we acknowledge, is not a new facility, but they are actively expanding, with construction on Track 2 well underway but not yet complete. This new 2.6 mile 10-turn circuit will sit diagonally adjacent to the classic Buttonwillow circuit, and it wouldn't take too much imagination to see the potential for creating a conjoined super circuit that would add Track 2 as a loop starting and rejoining between Phil Hill and the sweeper from the old circuit. In either case, it appears SoCal will indeed gain some track variety in the next year or few. Moving significantly further west, Circuit Hawaii is next. This has been a slow burn project, but things are still moving in a positive direction, with the planning phase actively progressing, with some new renderings teased as recently as May of 2022. In the meantime, many of those behind the efforts to construct the track have continued to contribute to and promote autocross as a sport on the islands. Coming back to the mainland, Circuit of the Northwest is just starting to take shape outside of Bremerton, Washington, with a full site plan now on display as of 2022, as well as some new corporate backing. Ground has been broken, at least ceremonially, so expect some serious progress on this ambitious motorsports entertainment complex in 2023. On the other end of the country, the Concours Club in Miami is now fully up and running and at the service of its well-heeled clientele in the South Florida area. The track is complete, and it would appear from their socials that the majority of the advertised amenities are also in place, including trackside lounge, clubhouse, restaurant, and more. A project that has changed notably, but that is still moving forward, is FlatRock. Formerly known as Oak Ridge Motorsports Park, the Oak Ridge part got complicated, with U.S. Department of Energy requiring some prohibitive due diligence. Fortunately, the leaders of this initiative did not give up, but rather just relocated a few miles west to Westall, Tennessee, where construction is fully underway on this 4+ mile track and surrounding motorsports entertainment and R&D facilities. Expect to hear more about this on the channel, since it would represent a home circuit for us at Lap of the World. G2 Motorsports Park has been almost a meme in the world of planned forever racetracks, with many naysaying detractors surmising that it would never come to fruition. Fortunately for enthusiasts in the North Dallas area, it appears that this project has finally grown some legs, and tarmac is already on the ground and somewhat drivable as of this publication. The finished product promises 3.1 miles of configurable bike and car-friendly circuit, plus garages and a members clubhouse. We now hit a couple of circuits that, unlike G2, seemingly haven't been able to get off the ground. The Mankato Motorsports Park in Minnesota has met with local resistance and hit some roadblocks in mid-2022 in the form of mandated environmental impact studies that were deemed insufficient, sending the developers back to the drawing board for now. That may or may not spell the end of that project, but their social media hasn't been updated since 2020, and their former website landing page now triggers Google security protocols, so things are looking grim. Similarly, Nashville Motorsports Enclave in Tennessee appears to have evaporated not long after my previous updates. Hitting local opposition and zoning challenges to their proposed track, the domain appears disused and their socials left dormant since 2020. Fortunately for Middle Tennessee, the push for a full-scale road course in the Nashville adjacent area has been picked up by the team behind the Tennessee Downs project, who appear to be full steam ahead with site planning, having flown in top-class track designer Bob Barnard, with those efforts being shared as recently as October of this year. This is another circuit we will follow with interest in our home state. Rounding out the list with a couple of now open circuits, we will start with Ozarks International Raceway on our short list for the upcoming season. This track put Missouri back on the map of states with notable road courses when it opened to the public mid-2021. This nearly 4-mile circuit hosted several events in late 21 and had a full schedule of track days and racing in 2022. Finally, for our friends north of the border, Rocky Mountain Motorsports followed through and opened their track mid-2022 just north of Calgary, Alberta. Their 2.2-mile or 3.5-kilometer track with over 100 feet or 36 meters of elevation change per lap is fully up and running and takes up the mantle of the only road course within 150 miles of Calgary and one of only 4 tracks in the province. We hope you enjoyed this quick look at 14 previously planned tracks, some of which have already come to North America, others might have at one point been coming to North America but aren't anymore, and others that are still coming but just in a different way. If you did enjoy this video or found it useful in your own planning process for your next season, please don't forget to like the video. Leave a comment down below if we missed any tracks as well that are upcoming or in the planning phases. We're always trying to keep our map up to date and keep people posted. Furthermore, if you enjoyed this update video and want to see more like it, don't forget to subscribe. That way you'll get a notification when we do other videos like this, or when we're also able to get out into the world and check other tracks off of our own list. For a little bit of a look at what goes on behind the scenes at Lap of the World, you can also check out our Patreon via the link in the description. But until next time, I'm Richard, this is Lap of the World, and we will see you all in the next video, if not at the track.